So the Cardinals get a bunch of guys. To be honest, the pronunciation, I looked it up and then I saw different pronunciations. There's some weird names in there, but they got a bunch of prospects. They did. It's a pretty good haul for guys that are rentals. I think people sometimes don't get that when you're trading guys that are pending free agents, they are rentals, and so you try to get the best you can. So the Cardinals got a bunch of prospects that really don't look like they're guys you're going to count on for next season, though they could be. They could possibly at some point. So I think the concern is very real and very fair that at this point, and there's still, I guarantee, other trades that are coming, the main thing that the Cardinals need, according to John Mozeliak, is pitching. Now, they got prospects, but they have guys that don't look like they're sure things for next season. So they still have 3 holes in their starting rotation for next year.
Let me get the names out of the dudes.
Yeah,
They're going to be ready next year, Jimmy.
I thought we'd have a sheet that had everything laid out in stats, but we didn't.
We'll start with the names.
Alexa Dad didn't give me the stats.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Why does she usually give you stats there, Cole?
Oh, yeah,
you
all
get your
the time.
stats from Alexa?
All the time.
All right. Well, that's cool. Well, they got, let's see here. Left-handed starter Jordan Montgomery, right-handed reliever Chris Stratton to Texas in a trade with the Rangers. Texas sent over reliever John King. John King, great guy.
Anchor on CNN.
King.
Who's 28 and has injury, has an upside, but's coming off injury. I have a feeling he's not the main focus of that particular team.
John King. And prospect and infielder Thomas Sagasi.
That's not how you say it.
Sagasi?
It's not even close.
Sagusi.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, Jimmy.
I should have.
You should. Oh.
But this guy,
Yeah.
like the infield, first of all, I've never seen any of these guys play. Let's say that right up front.
Right off the bat.
Everyone's an expert.
Of course.
Because they've read the Major League Pipeline
There it is.
rundown of it. But no one's seen these guys play outside of our boy Kyle.
With the big hands? With the big hands? You're damn right.
He's a guy, I'll give him a lot of credit. He's seen guys that I never saw. So when he chimes in, and we should get him to chime in this morning.
I will.
Get him to call in.
On some of these. Yeah, if he wants to call in. But I looked at the numbers of these guys. This infielder looks like he's the real deal. I read sort of the player breakdown. A lot of people like him. But who knows? Who knows? He's a minor league.
We also got right-hander Tekoa Roby. Come on down.
His minor league numbers aren't great, but a lot of people like him. I read that a lot of people consider his upside to be major league upside.
Jordan Hicks to Toronto. Have fun in Canada.
I think he'll end up coming back here.
God.
I think he'll come back.
Well, once he lives in Toronto for a year and he sees those taxes and the food's not that great, he's going to be like, oh, I want to come back to the U.S. Thank you.
I do like that poutine. I know you know I know how you know how to say it.
Jimmy, you're going to eat that poutine and go and work?
It's called poutine.
And then you're going to go work that night? No, you're not.
Did. When I was there, I did
You're
that.
rolling the dice.
It's good. It's French fries and gravy.
It's god-awful. God, poutine. Yeah,
anyway, I think he's coming back.
Think so?
I think Hicks wanted to stay. I think he understood what was going on. They couldn't reach any sort of agreement. I think he'll be back.
What do you think anything else is going to happen today?
Yes.
Like what? If the next Flaherty Gonzo?
I think the young. I honestly think there's also. I've said this before. I actually brought up to John Mozeliak in his media scrum, a week ago, whatever. But in order to get something, you have to give something. And it's not, hey, here's some of the guys that we don't really like because they're not that great. You take them and give us your best guy.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to, if they want, they got to, all right, here's my thing. You have 3 holes in your rotation, at least. And you have to address that. I wouldn't wait until next season. Cole will probably be able to look up all the free agent starters that are available. You're not going to get them all. Sometimes overpaying for a starter in free agency can be a recipe for disaster. The Cardinals are usually better at turning deals for that. But now is an opportunity to start working toward it. That's what I want to see. I'm talking about a legitimate starting pitcher. But to get that, you're going to have to give up a guy that's going to break hearts that he's leaving. And it's not going to be Goldie, and it's not going to be Arenado. It's not going to be Arenado. So it's going to be someone else that we really like that's going to be dealt if you want to start addressing your biggest need, which is starting pitch.
Who's out there, Cole? What's Alexa saying?
I'm up. All right, pitching-wise on the open market for this upcoming offseason, we got Marcus Stroman, who we've talked about, Hyunjin Ryu, who once upon a time was really good. Charlie Morton's pretty old. I'm not sure if he is going to be that guy. Hey, Lance Lynn is out there. Lance Lynn and Adam Wainwright are stacked on top of each other in this little table that I'm seeing. There you go. Erod from the Tigers, who's had a pretty injury-laden season. He has an opt-out. We'll see what happens with that. The guy who I'm really excited about, Julio Urias from the Dodgers. He's only 26. He's a left-hander. Pretty good. Kyle Hendricks, if you want to steal from within the division, that'd be a pretty good one. Noah Syndergaard, Sean Manaea.
Yeah, that Syndergaard, man. Like, how's he been pitching?
Thor.
Not very good, right?
His arm is shattered.
Yeah.
He's not the same guy.
He's a handsome dude.
You can't be Thor with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
You're right.
Right.
Thor lost his touch a little bit there, but go ahead.
People are excited about Aaron Nola. He's on the market as well.
He talks about him a lot.
Yeah. Lucas Giolito.
So there's cats out there.
6'6". Sonny Gray is
Get
out
him!
there. There are a lot of names out there. It's a really, really good starting pitching market.
Sonny Gray.
You're not going to get 3 free agent signing pitchers.
Okay, probably not 3.
So, I mean, even if you get 1, then you still, like, now's the time. So my thing is also, if everyone knows the only thing you're going after is starting pitching, probably the price of poker is going to go up.
A little bit.
So take care of some of it now.
Yeah.
And that means one of the guys we really, really like is going to have to be part of a deal. And if you're dealing, I'll say this again, if you're dealing just my opinion, and I'm an idiot, but if you're dealing a guy like Jack Flaherty to a team that has resources that needs pitching, one of the big boys, they're not going to give you pitching back. So you get other things that you try to flip with another team to acquire a starting pitcher. Like, you're going to have to be really creative, but I really think they need to address that now before the trade deadline so that you don't have an even bigger hole to try to fill next year.
Okay, Jim. Okay, Jim. So we took a little bit of positive out of our starting pitching and got nothing in return for next year. We're going to be even worse than this year for 2024. The Mad Marine already coming in with a depressing.
Okay, and I'll be honest, that was my first thought too. Like, that's why I said it. Like, these are guys. I'll give them credit. They got. If you look at where these prospects are in terms of each organization, they got 7s and 9s and 10s, which is good for your minor league system. Are these guys ready to help with the biggest need next season? I don't know, but there's still time for them to do that. So to me, to grade the Cardinals now is incomplete. First of all, we don't know how these guys are going to pan out. Maybe some of them do. Maybe some are great. Maybe none of them are. That's how it works with prospects. But I agree. The biggest need coming up is pitching, and so far they haven't taken care of that. So I would understand people kind of freaking out about that.
Yeah, I could see that. And people freak out about all kinds of stuff anyway, Jimmy. We're going to get into that, too, how stupid people are on Twitter. It's mostly grown men, which is very bizarre. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let me read a couple more here, rocking and rolling on this Monday. It's going to be hot today, pop-up storms. Just warning you. I know there's some. Oh, yeah, Jimmy, you were there for like how long that one day? The storms hit my house. I was going to text you. I was going to say, hunker down, Jimmy boy. Hunker down. It's a-coming. 75-mile-an-hour headwinds, baby. How was it? Did you get rocked at all? Did you hide?
I hide. My wife was at Tyler's baseball game, and she said, like, people's chairs and they put up those awnings were flying all over the place. They got out of there.
Yeah, well, trees are going to come down.
Like people's awnings that those little tents that they put up, flying around, hitting people.
75 miles an hour.
They just left them there. Like, just left broken ones sitting there.
Yeah, man. It knocked over some trees. I was wondering if people didn't have power or not. Some of those big trees.
Yeah, I didn't have power for 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah. They got knocked out on Saturday at 4 p.m., and it didn't get restored until Sunday at 3 p.m.
Was it hot in your apartment?
Yeah. Fortunately, I have relatives who live in the area who really helped me out because it would have been just miserable. It was
You could come out to my house, man.
I mean,
Don't worry about that. Come out and party a little bit. Actually, I'll be a bad influence on you, I think.
No, I'll just hang out.
Okay.
I'll just
hang out,
chill.
Kate? Okay.
No.
Yeah, anytime you want to come out to the house, hell yeah, dude. If you don't have power,
All right.
just text me.
I'll keep. Well, I mean,
We're teammates.
I got
You just
relatives.
got to drive out there. I'm not picking you up. Or having Hockey Bob pick you up.
I can do that. All right,
but
I have relatives who live in the area. But yeah, it was ridiculous. We had our power knocked out a couple weeks ago, and
God, is that awful? It's awful.
A couple weeks ago, it was like all the way down Lindbergh, and there was a giant chunk. But I was like, okay, I can, because I drove out, and I was able to see that it was kind of only just outside of my apartment. Only one of the stoplights were out, and not all of them in a row. So I was like, okay, this doesn't seem like it was as bad as last time. It should be restored quickly.
We're going to hit again today.
Well, I want to read this from the text line, the degenerate wombat. And I think it's a great point. He said, great to see the prospects they got yesterday. The fact that they enter right into our top 10, does this say more about how good the trade was or how bad and depleted our system is? Both. That's why the Cardinals made that deal, because their system was depleted. And, the Cardinals always work toward trying to make sure that they take care of the lower levels so that there are prospects when they need them. But things kind of went south, so this move helps that. But again, does it help next year? John Mozeliak said that, look, we're going to try to make deals and try to win games this year, but we're looking about the future, and he mentioned 2024. So if it's not 2024, if they're building further down the road, then this is a rebuild. I don't think that's what they want to do. They still have pieces where they should be good, but they have a ton of work to do with that starting rotation. The question is, can they address it properly?
Let me ask you this, because people are bitching about Mozeliak. Of course they are here on this toxic text line, but we like it. Well, Mozeliak did nothing. Double-A prospects don't mean win. What were you expecting, 618, from a Hicks trade and from a Montgomery trade?
Yeah, I mean, clear, they're rentals. It's not the same as trading a guy with control.
I'm saying, what were you expecting back from some of those guys, Like, what were you expecting that much more than Double-A or prospects that might not be able to play next year? Were you guys expecting more? I'm just curious,
I'll be honest, I was hoping when I was like, there's traction on two fronts. Oh, that's a three-way deal where they're going to get prospects and then ship them. We're going to get.
When you save on auto insurance for driving safe with USAA Safe Pilot, you'll feel like a big deal, even in a traffic jam. Save up to 30% with USAA Safe Pilot. Restrictions apply.
The starting pitcher. No.
Nope. Poontang bad, Poontang good. Pizza Walt. Yeah, I agree with that. The time to address starting pitching for 2024 was last two off seasons, and they failed. I hope Nato and Goldie like playing for the last place team. Spartan 4-4. It's negative today, Jimmy. And it's always going to be, even if they did whatever.
I'll say this again. I don't always agree with the text line, but I sure respect them. Those are our listeners, and thank you for your participation.
We work
and they're
for
not,
you.
They're not wrong to be.
No.
The season that we've seen has been awful, so they have every right to be ticked off.
Couple good things going on, though, with the Cardinals. A couple good things. Our boy Andrew Kisner. Oh. Dude, smashing the ball. Smiling, doing his thing, bringing energy. Fun to watch.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. That second hit he got, and then gets thrown out at second.
Oh, Jimmy.
No offense if he weren't Cadillacing around. No, I'm just kidding.
That was a little bit. I'm like, oh, no.
He just missed it.
I know.
Just missed it.
Like, damn, that would have been awesome. That's such a buzzkill for him, too, Damn.
But he's been on a roll, and I give him all the credit in the world. And I'll say it again. Even when people are like, this guy's not a major leaguer, and he has no business being here, I'm just telling you, the starting pitchers like pitching to him.
They like him.
They do.
They like him.
I know I don't know anything. But
no, you don't.
Why is he here? That's why.
Yeah. Simple.
And it's true. If you look at his minor league numbers, he was always an offensive catcher. And, he never got any kind of traction at the big league level. Maybe we're seeing it now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an outlier, but this guy has value.
He's hitting. You want to hear something? Let's go.
37. Boom. He's got another hit. It extends the lead. 2-0. 3 straight singles in the second inning. Walker.
What do you do for the celebration?
There was a slight
I saw a little bit.
abbreviated pepper grind.
Just a little, just like boom.
Yeah, just a little.
1 second. I'm just curious.
A little quick one.
What about his homer?
All right, let me go dig that up.
Yeah, play that one. I like that. He was trotting around doing his thing, dude.
This is from 618. The media kisses Mozeliak's butt, so he's supposed to be a god, right? Then why can't we build a team to win championships? Like, I don't really get that the media kisses his butt just because we don't. You're in an interview and you go, "You're a terrible cheap joker."
I think he takes a beating from.
Why? I don't really get. Like, are you supposed to call him a cheap choker?
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do on that, but no, Mozeliak takes heat, man, big time.
Who kisses his butt?
I don't know. Who?
I mean, you're respectful. You ask him questions.
618, put a name in, and just tell us who's kissing his ass. I want to know. Is it Cole? Is Cole kissing his ass?
No.
No, you're not.
He doesn't annoy me all that much. I know.
You know he knows me.
I know he does. He doesn't annoy me that much.
There's only 2 guys that do.
Here's cute.
Mo.
Mo annoys you?
And
Why?
Well, there's a lot of things. A lot of little things. The way he speaks, his attire.
the bow tie.
The bow tie.
When was the last time he wore the bow tie?
He does the thing. It's just.
You don't like the sweater draped?
No, Jim.
Okay,
I don't.
that's fair.
I don't at all.
This is a weird thing to get annoyed at. I don't like the way his chair is always positioned whenever they show him on camera. He's always like positioned one way and then looking over his shoulder to try to watch the game.
Okay,
like,
that's a little too much, Cole. You're mad at him for that?
It's just weird.
All right, I'm gonna.
I think he's fine everywhere else.
I know.
I'm gonna narc on myself.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you that this is why I'm a rights holder and kiss Mozeliak's butt. If I'm gonna talk about Mo in game, I text him and say on cam alert, because I think it's fair. If I'm gonna talk about a guy,
ooh, yeah,
I should let him know he's on camera, so he's not picking his nose or something like that. So I always say, I think that's fair. Does that make me a butt kisser?
No, Jimmy. No,
you're trying to protect him from embarrassing himself when he doesn't realize he's on camera.
He's not going to.
I think that's only fair to do. Like,
of
like
course.
the other day, all of a sudden I see a couple guys talking about Mo not trading Arenado, which I knew he wasn't, and he had given. So I was like, you gonna give me a statement here? Like, so he gave me the statement, and so I did something on that, and I said, by the way, on cam alert. Like I would, not you.
No, on camera alert.
Does that make me a suck up?
No, dude.
See,
no.
I just told on myself.
No, that does not make you a suck up. I would want that too. Army, I'm sure would want that too. Like I'm looking at you. You know what I mean? Oh, let's hear. 1 championship in 16 years is pathetic. Well, no championships in like 50 years is pathetic. Like there's a lot of teams that only have 1 championship in 16 years.
I'd like to have one for my baseball team, so I consider you guys to be pretty lucky.
Would that be the coolest thing for you? Would you rather go to a Pirates
World
playoff? No, playoff game or a Blues Stanley Cup final game?
Oh, I tell you what.
Remember who your listeners are.
I know. Now look, hockey is way down on my list of favorite sports. I just didn't grow up with it. I don't have anything against it. I just didn't grow up with it.
I'll take you to a game. You might change your mind, but it's all good.
No, I've been to games. Live hockey in the building is awesome, and it is a huge bucket list item for me to go to a Stanley Cup game. So I would actually, believe it or not, I would rather be at a Stanley Cup game than be in it. Well, shoot, now we're talking about the Pirates.
You love the Pirates so much. Would that just be a really big deal if they were deep in the playoffs?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It would be easier for me to not see my favorite team lose if I went to a Blues Stanley Cup game. So I might actually pick the Blues in the Stanley Cup. Man, if I drove all the way out to Pittsburgh and I spent a ton of money to get tickets and they lost, like I'd have to stand there and wear it.
Yeah, but that's part of it.
I can't just turn off the TV and escape.
I agree with that. It costs money too, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How happy is Cole now that Stratton is gone? The bastard James Hahn. Did you not like him?
Very. Yeah. Due to his performance with the Pirates, I've had an agenda against him for a while.
Why? Because your team's awful, and then he came here and he was okay?
He was awful for my team, so I am rooting against him for the rest of his career to be awful everywhere
Was he
else.
okay with the Cardinals? I do think he was overused lately. I mean, he was putting together a good year.
I couldn't figure out
Then
what his role was.
every game he seemed to pitch, and I think he kind of scuffled a little bit.
And was frequently pitching like 1.2 innings or 2.1. He was. I couldn't figure out what his role was. I couldn't figure out if he was a guy who was like a long reliever or if he was just someone who they used when the rest of the bullpen was spent.
All the above. I think
tell.
he was supposed to be a guy to give him depth, middle innings, and then he was sort of reliable, and they had no one else who was reliable, so they pitched him a lot in different roles.
Hey, Cole, answer Mitchie's text on the text line. I know it's blowing up right now. Just go down and just answer it on there.
Okay.
He's just asking a question, so maybe give him a...
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, Tom Bernatsky's Batwing. I've not been a fan of Mo, but I don't know a damn thing about any of these prospects, and at least he unloaded some guys that weren't going to be here anyway for some guys with possible upside. It's true. Like, he did something. He had to.
So, and can I say this? Like, I'm not saying, because I wanted to see another layer to that trade where we got something that can help next year. So I get the frustration. But most people think it's a pretty good haul of minor league prospects for rentals.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people say overall was pretty good. But I wanted them to already cash those chips in for a piece that we need for next year, and that hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it will. Because, again, my main thing is I'm a big fan of Arenado. I'm not alone, right? I'm a big fan of Goldie. You're on the clock with those guys. You have generational players at the corners. That's why I didn't want to see them dealt, okay? Because you're going to trade those guys if you did, and then you're going to have other pieces that aren't as good, and then you're going to be working toward getting guys like that. You have them. Now do something with them.
Do something.
That's what I want to see.
I agree with that, man. I do. It's like having a big Hall of Fame defenseman and a Hall of Fame goalie. Got to build around them, Jimmy.
Do something with them.
Come on now. Why don't we make a call to Lester and Jay Happ? Maybe those low-hanging fruit are still available. This team will not get any legit starter without giving up Goldie or Arenado or top prospects like Wynn, the Wombat.
Disagree.
Okay.
Disagree.
Okay.
They're going to have to, spend some money to help that, but I think they can make a deal for a legitimate starter.
Can we trade Ollie and DeYoung for a real manager and possibly a lefty sinker baller with 2 years of control? Microbiologist Jack wants to know. Let's see. Oh, yeah, by the way, you were corrected, Cole. Cole Stroman is not available, and neither is Lynn. Lynn was already traded to L.A., and Stroman is off the market.
I'm talking about
Free agent.
free agency.
He's talking about free agency. That's what he's talking about.
Ooh.
I did think that Lynn had a club option on the end of his contract for I think for $18 million, but I looked it up a few weeks ago and my memory is awful.
Not heading back to Branson until Saturday and love listening to your show. Listen on the phone when down there, baby. Let's go. Hell yeah. Can Mo trade himself? And if Kiz gets dealt, would you keep him on the show?
No.
No.
We love
We
kids,
love 'em.
but we love Cardinals
I would be
more.
rooting
Well, maybe once in a while he could chime in because, whatever. Yeah,
Off-season
no,
visit.
that's not how it really works. Let's see here. Oh, man. You know, Randy Flores has a big say in yesterday's trades. He's our future VP and BB Ops, Mike and Dallas.
I believe he is next in line, so I would agree with that, but I'm telling you right now, they all have a say, but it's Mo's operation. I think that's pretty clear now that there wasn't this transition that was talked about on the show a lot.
And we're going to keep you guys updated if anything goes down. We got everything going on right in front of us, man. I know you guys are grinding and out there doing your thing.
And by the way, the Contreras thing, like they were talking trade. There's a difference between shopping someone. It depends. It's all semantics. Like just because you talk to a team about the possibility of trading a guy doesn't mean you're shopping them. Like I think that's how a lot of these rumors start. Like if someone says, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this guy," yeah, let's talk.
Okay,
We're talking.
Yeah.
But Contreras is definitely not one of the guys that they will not discuss.
Morning, boys. Spartan44 said it best on Twitter last night. Mozo, hilarious. Mo could teach a class on uptalk. If he ever gets fired, maybe that's his career backup plan. What's uptalk?
I don't know what uptalk is.
Sharon, what's uptalk, girl? Don't know. Sorry.
Ooh.
Dang it! Sorry about that, dudes. Getting Sagasi.
You want me to look?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I thought we'd have all this laid out.
It's just.
That's my bad.
It's just.
We have printer troubles at my house. By the way.
Getting Sagasi infielder who looks nearly ready as a big upside means to me an infielder is going in a trade package. Besides DeYoung, also Edmund, maybe Donovan.
His stats
Did I read that wrong?
His stats look good, and supposedly he's got an average arm. From what I read, he seems to fit the role better of a second baseman, but he's played all the infield positions. And this guy hits with a little pop, and everyone says he's like a complete type hitter, a little power, uses all fields. But again, he's a prospect. Who knows?
All right, what I'm seeing from Baseball Reference says his pronunciation is Sujasi, which
I was way off.
that is not what his last name looks like.
I was way off.
But his stats are really good. His stats are the best of the three guys. I know we're comparing, position players to pitchers, but his stats are really good at the minor league level. He's got an 891 OPS. Last year he had an 868. So he's at the AA level. He's currently projected by MLB.com to be appear in 2024. I don't know if that's at the beginning of the year or the end of the year.
We'll
but
see what happens.
We should see him. Takoa Roby, who's now your number 4 prospect in the system immediately. His stats don't look very good, to be honest with you, but I mean, with these pitching prospects, dude, they go off of just pure talent anyway. His strikeouts per 9 innings is over 9. So if you're striking out, guys, people get excited about you.
I get that.
So
and Mo said yesterday, like it's weird, but they wanted swing and miss guys, prospects that they can make use of down the road, and the guys they got are swing and miss guys for the most part. Used to be pitch to contact. It's out the window, which is odd because you still have guys in the system that were taught pitch to contact.
Yeah.
all right, which prospect do you want to hear about first? We got Sujasi, we got Robert.
We just talked about him.
Mosaic talked about him too.
Yoink. Wait.
You want
go ahead.
All right,
Yeah.
As I stated, we were going pitching. But, when we were trying to accomplish
DQ presents. That's the sound of someone seeing the DQ $7 meal deal. And that's the sound of someone deciding if they want the original cheeseburger or 3-piece chicken strips with their $7 meal deal. And that's the sound of someone digging into their choice of original cheeseburger or 3-piece chicken strips, plus regular fries, a drink, and a sundae. Sounds pretty good, right? Grab the full-size $7 meal deal only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
that deal to really get the most talent, to optimize talent in that deal, then we had to think outside the pitching box. And we really think he's a player that can play all over, kind of the ilk of like that Donovan type player. And obviously we love what we've seen out of Brendan Donovan. And, if we can have another one of him, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so they already have another one of him in Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
So now they have 3 of him. They have 3.
Yeah. Hey, the more the merrier, right?
No, I mean, to me, what it tells you is
One of
they're
them.
probably going to deal somebody.
Yeah.
And again, if you want something in return, you have to give something, and it's going to be someone. And I'll be honest with you, I think Donovan has more value than Tommy does. Am I wrong on that?
No, I would agree with you on that one, just due to age and control. And that's
Pretty good.
That's kind of what it comes down to.
He makes things happen, that guy.
And Donovan, look, can't throw. I did see him throw once the other because of his arm issue. But he can play everywhere, Gold Glove utility guy, and he just seems to be getting better offensively.
How about the throw from Tyler O'Neill in the outfield where he did a little spin around? No, what did he do? No, he did like a front flip.
He flipped.
Yeah, baby. And the kids had an awesome play, too.
Great tag.
Yeah.
So great throw, great tag.
That was
and
awesome.
the Cardinals defense has gotten a tick better. And we're seeing what Tyler O'Neill can do. The power hasn't kicked in, but he's hitting well over 300 since coming back from the IL, and it was a long stint. I mean, he was on there for over 2 months, and he said it's going to take a little time to get everything going. But I think we're starting to see what he can do when he's healthy. Now, people are going to say, well, he's never healthy, Jim. Can't argue with that. You're right. But I still like Tyler O'Neill, and I think if you start a season with him in left field and he's healthy, which is an if, I'm on board with that.
I get that.
And
You look pretty athletic in the outfield the other night.
He's an athlete.
God.
No, and he can run.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he's the fastest guy in the team. Hicks was, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But now he is. But he has tools. The thing is, he's never healthy, so I get why people criticize him. But if he's healthy, I think you're going to see the guy that we saw a couple years ago.
I do. Every time he does something athletic, I think he's just going to pop. Tyler. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I kind of do. He did that somersault front flip, tagged that guy, and Kiz had the tag, but I'm like, God, he fell right on his back. I'm like, I just don't want him to pop.
I know.
Like, you just, when you're that jacked, man, it's just easy to get injured. When you're that jacked and athletic, whew.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with him. And maybe he's wrong, maybe I'm wrong. But I remember interviewing him about when he first came up with the Cardinals, about how, all his career people said, you're too big, you're going to be injury prone. He was never injured in the minors. Nothing serious ever. And now, as a big leaguer, riddled with injuries.
Yeah, because you get
And
older.
he said he's changed a million different ways that he preps. He's learned lessons. He's changed he's just a big guy.
I know.
Lifted, I don't know.
I know. It's just when you're that big, again, like I never got hurt ever until I got a little bit older. And it hit me like, God, like boom, boom, boom. Like, jeez.
What age? Because everyone says 30.
Well, I was doing, I was since I was like 15, 16, I was getting in fights and stuff. So I was like putting myself in awkward positions. But my shoulder popped out one time, got it fixed, and I was good. No other injuries. But then sometimes you get hit in a weird spot, and then that affects your whole body. Then the next injury is your back because your sternum got cracked. It's just, as you get older, man, you're just going to get hurt. And if you're really jacked like he is, dude.
And it all ties together,
God.
too. One injury leads to another,
He
leads to
can
another.
be flexible as all hell. It just doesn't matter. You're going to get something.
So
That much muscle.
do we have like bites from Mo on each guy? Like,
Yeah.
I would like to hear
Let's go.
what he. So we did.
We got
So JC, I would like to hear him what he said about Roby.
Takoa Roby.
Tekoa.
Yeah, I actually just hung up with him before I walked in here because he was asking for permission to go play catch. It was a lift day. As you could imagine, someone gets just traded. The team that just traded them are probably like, do not get hurt on our property, all that, and which look, I have empathy for. But he'll enter into our rehab program in Jupiter, but we do expect him to pitch this season, so competitively. And so obviously we'll know a lot more once we get our hands on him, but based on our medical reports, we obviously believed in them or felt like he was in a good position to start throwing. And so we do hope we see him this year.
All right, let's do. So the guys they got from the Blue Jays, Robert.
I have him. I do not have Klopfenstein. So
Well, let's hear
Robert.
Kloffenstein.
Well, I think his actual mix is interesting, right? Because he's not all swing and miss, but he's the strike thrower, does get ground balls. I think the fact that he's so young, he'll be able to go to AAA and be knocking on the door to the big leagues is exciting. And so we did spend a lot of time looking at that phrase swing and miss, and by doing so, we spent a lot of time trying to understand pitch quality and how that might play into having more success in that. And so the pitchers that we did identify do fall into that to some level, and that does give them some uniqueness. But now, we obviously got to get them into our system and see how things work. But, clearly, as we sit here today, just based on our analysis, our scouting, we feel pretty good about what we were able to acquire. And so Roberts is an exciting arm.
Roberts. Where's the other guy from? Klivenstein.
I don't.
It's
We got
Kloffenstein.
we got some European.
Can I guess?
Joe Klopfenstein, the former tight end. No, we got a.
Where is he from?
This is Adam Klopfenstein,
Adam Klopfenstein.
and I guess our internet's slow because I'm trying to look at his Baseball America. Do you have anything on that?
He's from Magnolia, Texas.
Magnolia, Texas. I saw that guy. He's from Magnolia.
He is yet to have a Wikipedia page created for him, so I can't tell you where his parents are from.
Interesting.
Sounds European.
Sounds a little German to me.
Yep.
Kloffenstein.
Yeah, say it as aggressively as you can.
Kloffenstein. That's scary.
And then Roberts sounds rather French.
Robert. Wouldn't it be Robert then? in the S silent.
Oh, how about this? Sem Roberts, born in Zeist, Netherlands.
Ooh, cool.
We got the Dutch, the Flying Dutchman.
Wow.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
I like these names.
If they trade guys like Carlson, O'Neill, Burley, or Helsley, who have years of control, that is when we could possibly get MLB-ready talent in return. Rentals aren't going to net that type of talent anymore. Danny Boy from Iowa, what's up, baby?
Who's he arguing with?
I don't know, Jimmy.
No one said
don't know.
anything differently on the dais this morning.
Don't know. Good.
But they're not done. They got time. I would expect deals today.
We're keeping you updated.
I would expect deals all the way up to the deadline, trying to not only so far what they did was they kind of restocked guys that could be ready at some point next year. But what else you got? And then
wait and see.
They have guys that you know are going to be traded, like Flaherty, but a rental, high level rental. But they need to start working on
some things
for next year because they said that was the goal.
I tested you, didn't I, 2 nights ago?
Yeah, Saturday. By the way, speaking of Carlson, I had basically my biggest rights holder take. I didn't tweet it out or anything like that, but I thought it in my head. Dylan Carlson almost had a hell of a play on that near robbed home run.
Yes.
That missed his glove by probably less than 12 inches. I couldn't believe that, but he
like
played
4 inches.
But he played that ball so well, it just barely missed it.
I know.
But he did a hell of a job on that.
So what were you going to tweet?
I don't know. Just
That would have been fine. Sometimes you got to pump up guys. You don't want to be negative Nelly and get that reputation.
No, he
every
loves
time.
Because he's a Pirates fan, so he's used to having
Jimmy, though.
He's used to having misery, so
Jimmy.
he enjoys this.
I tested him Saturday night. I was just chilling, having a glass of wine, watching the game. Wayno's doing okay, and then he starts getting hit, and then so I go, uh-oh. I said something like, uh-oh, trying to rile him up just to see what he'd say, because I'm testing him.
You said,
He's
Wayno.
young. I go ahead.
He just said out of nowhere, Wayno's getting lit up.
So I'm just seeing.
And then
what'd you say back?
I said, those 2 homers barely cleared the fence. Soft contact as far as homers go, if you think about it.
And then what did I say?
Good stance, dude. You got to be fair.
That's right. You got to be
I
fair.
think he was mocking you.
No. No, he could have sent the meme. He could have said he's donezo. But no, you thought about it and you gave a legit answer. So I didn't get you, man. That was good. That means you're growing and you're learning.
I mean,
and that's all because of the veteran right here in front of you.
Well, I mean, I was kind of making a joke about soft contact, saying that his home runs.
Oh, it was a joke?
Yes.
I said his home runs were soft
I was
contact.
drinking for a while. I golfed that day. Son, so you did chirp him. I'm like, good
did.
for you.
I said his home runs were soft contact.
God, I didn't even pick up on. Never mind.
No, I mean,
Never mind, Jimmy. It's not working.
Once he told me I knew that any home run is not soft contact. Hey,
You got me. You got me.
look,
Good
Wayno.
for you.
Thank you.
Good for you, buddy.
Wayno was okay. He gave up a couple of homers. Got a lot of double play balls, which he needed because he was getting hit around a little bit. Look, the weird thing now is that the games don't. They're 11 games out. The trade deadline, it's weird covering those games. You can talk about I said that in one of my hits. So you can talk about your lineup matchups and your stats on the start. That's fine, but a lot of these guys are going to be gone. The games were secondary to what moves,
of course,
because you didn't even know who's going to be there. So yes, Wayno's fine. I hope he gets 200. I'll say it again. I think he's been good for the Cardinals for a long time, and I feel like he deserves to get the 200 and go out with that positive because he's done a lot for this organization. So I'm not going to anguish over every Wayno start. He's changed his arm angle. He's throwing everything, the kitchen sink, trying to get through these games.
Cam, I agree with Cole.
Oh.
It bugs me too how Mozeliak's chair is always pointed sideways. Also, when other baseball GMs are on TV, they are always shown in a suit with their administration team. And he wears, bow tie, I guess, and stuff.
Oh,
No, he doesn't wear.
is he dressed?
When did he?
What do you mean?
He wore a bow tie yesterday.
No, not yesterday, but he's done it a billion times.
Yeah,
His
but
nickname's
when?
bow tie. What are you talking
I
about?
know, because it's stupid.
Wait.
No, he has.
You're going to speak. Wait, no.
He's got away from the bow tie.
I'll type in John Mozeliak, and there'll be a bow tie right there. What are you talking about?
Let me see.
Do you ever watch games?
Yes.
When's the last?
I
They're
don't
talking
know.
about him sitting there.
He's bow tie, Jim. Good Lord. It's not like he's dressed as a gorilla.
And
he's wearing a damn bow tie.
DeWitt is DeWallet.
No. He spends.
What? It's the same.
No, it's not.
He's doing it.
No. I'm not like everybody else.
I'm just saying.
No.
Mo has gotten away from the bow tie. They were talking about the way he sits. You know why he sits that way? Because there's a TV monitor.
Yeah, and he's starting to.
And he's got his other guys right here.
That's fine.
That's why he sits that way.
That's
I don't
fair.
know what. How could that bother somebody? The
That's Cole. He's the one that's bothered him.
If he was still sporting the bow tie, I would say, it's a different look.
What about the?
Have at it, boys.
What
But he
about?
hadn't.
What about the?
The sweater?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Okay.
So okay. So
All right,
call him.
it's all good. So I'll call him Sweater Boy.
So call him Sweater Boy. He's done that more than he's gone to the bow tie.
See, at least he agreed with you,
if
though. This guy.
If you look at the early pictures of Mo to now,
Yeah.
that guy has had a metamorphosis.
He has, hasn't he?
It was way different.
Thanks, Cole. I'll try it. Cheers. Okay, good. You got that sorted out. I'm sorry, but Bally Sports is pathetic.
Oh.
During the postgame, while literally every reporter on the face of the earth was reporting these trades, Bally's kept saying, "Don't worry, they are just rumors at this point, and nothing is confirmed." What the hell, Jimmy? Bally's is worse than the Kremlin state media. Pissed off.
Yeah, I saw that on. So let me say this, and feel free to kill me for this, because I'm an irresponsible butt kisser. Okay.
We're going to hear that
Okay.
again
That off.
someday. Yep.
But when you have stuff on the internet, okay, this is how I did it. Okay, it's the seventh inning, stuff's breaking. The trades weren't even like they were pieces of the trade on the internet. So I'm trying to confirm it. Do I have it confirmed? No. Is Mo talking at the end of the game? Yes. They'll be confirmed then. So why would I, in the middle of a game or toward the end of a game, go with something that's piecemeal off social media that hasn't been confirmed? I'm going to wait until it is confirmed. Now, if it were second inning and I had more time to try to get that done, I would have. But I didn't. But I'm
That's
not going to go.
fair.
And if that's irresponsible and butt kissing, okay. Now, my partners, my colleagues, probably looked at it the same way. I'm just telling you how I looked at it, and I think I was right.
I think you were too.
Listen,
That's
it's
what you
easy.
do.
Now, Cole would go on and read everything, and then when it was wrong,
say?
and then when he was wrong, pretend he never did it.
No.
Okay, I can't do that.
I only listen to what Alexa Stat tells me.
What'd she say? What'd she say? Were you say the trade's going on? Were you about to tweet that?
No, I was following the trades mid-game, and so I was doing, Jeff Passan and whoever.
Jimmy, you were right
Actually,
on what you did.
I'm going to say
You're
this.
right on
Like,
what you
it's
did.
easy to say, like, they came and said, don't report anything. They don't care what we do. They really don't. Like, I've never had anyone from the Cardinals say, don't say this or please say that. They don't do it. I do what I think is responsible. I don't set the tone. I'm not the boss at Bally's. That's how I looked at it. I'm pretty sure that's the way my colleagues did. But for me, at that point in the game, knowing Mo is going to address all this soon, I decided to wait
Let him
until. And again, it was like Hicks is going to Toronto. Not sure he's come back, and then piecemeal. Well, this name is in. I'm just going to wait because I haven't been able to confirm it.
So there you go.
Yeah, so-
is that fair to you, Texter?
I want to hear like the whole process of it. Like, take us behind the scenes. Like, at what point in the game were you starting to hear rumors? Who did you hear them from?
I looked it on my phone.
Just Twitter, or like were people texting you?
No, so look, when those guys, Mo and Gersh and Flo, they're in there trying to get these things done.
Yeah.
I mean, if you recall, there was a lag time before Mo went to the podium because there were things that hadn't been finalized. Mo didn't go right after Ollie to the podium. He was supposed to, but there were things that had to be finalized. So, yeah, I knew that stuff was going on. I knew it wasn't completed, at least from the maybe complete enough for if I were not on the air, on the broadcast. Yeah, I'm hearing this, whatever. I'm not going to do that until it's finalized,
Yes.
until I know it, until I have it confirmed, which I hadn't.
That's
So-
what you do, Jim. That's why. You understand that now?
I mean, it's easy to mock and Kremlin, and you don't know it.
Yeah, the Kremlin. That was funny.
That's great, but that's in reality, and I'm totally transparent about it. Yeah, I'm
Trio-
going to wait. I'm going to wait, and I text all the big boys, and I'm sure that they're still working stuff out, and they didn't get back to me.
So you don't do anything. You're exactly right.
Now, if it's the second inning, and I have more time, I and then I would text everyone in my Rolodex to try to get it done. But at that point, I had no response, and I knew the end of the game was coming, and we'd hear.
The media, sorry. The media kisses Moselak's ass for getting eliminated in the first round. Bernie is the only media member who actually spits the facts. Okay, so Jim doesn't spit facts. Charlie Marlowe doesn't. Does Frankie Cusimano and Rammer? They don't spit facts.
Oh.
Nate doesn't spit. Nate doesn't give Moselak a hard time. Slayton doesn't. I know the Burn Dog does. We love him, but no one else does.
When people say the media, do they mean newspaper writers?
I don't. I think
Everyone. Media's
it's
everyone.
it is every. It should be everyone. So I'm just confused. Like, no, we're all kissing his ass. Like, what? Come on, man. Come on.
Do you
man.
think Mo cares what I say on this show? I care.
Probably not.
Okay, that's why I have a problem with someone. If one of you guys are going to personally attack someone, or call them a name, just my only question: if they're on the show, would you say that to them? You wouldn't. Then don't say it when they're not. That's all. Is that wrong?
No.
I mean, shouldn't you act?
I know. We're laughing about our text about Wayno and the soft contact, and
You got me.
that's what we're laughing about.
I was drinking.
No, he told me this morning. No, Cole's really,
He's coming around. He's not.
And as soon as you said those were soft contact homers, and then you nodded like,
Yep. You got me, dude. I love it. Wynn is absolutely raking in July. 8 doubles, 8 home runs, 25 RBI, 364 batting average, 429 OBP. This dude is legit. I'm pumped for him next season, Wombat.
Moselak was asked about him too.
He's having a tremendous year. We're super excited about what we're seeing out of him, but I don't know when that button will be pushed, right? Could I imagine seeing him in the big leagues in 2023? Yes. The timing of that is I don't know. But does having roster flexibility help in regards to that? Yeah, because the last 2 weeks we've been hamstrung on roster decisions. So, freeing up a few spots is certainly a good thing.
well, I'm not trying to kill the guy.
Taylor
Motter, who I like, nice guy, journeyman. Admittedly, he's a journeyman.
Good hair.
Great story, great guy. He's actually done some pretty good things, since he's been back up. But that's not a guy you're going to build around. I think that's fair to say. This guy, Mason Wynn, I've been a fan ever since I saw video of him pitching at the low levels. This guy is an athlete. I've talked to him. This guy is a stud, and I look forward to seeing him play. Now, the Cardinals have pieces now of infielders that could be at short, could be now maybe you move some of the things that you have, try to get something in return.
Look, I don't know all the math behind starting someone's clock and what that means as far as the contracts and years go. So if that's anybody's counter argument against me, all right, fine, I'll deflect to you on that one. But I don't get why he's not in the big leagues at this point. I was going to give a little bit of leeway to post-trade deadline because Taylor Motter got brought back up a week or so ago, and people were killing, why is he in there? Why is he playing short? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe Wynn's going to come up after they start trading off pieces, and then after the trade deadline, they'll say, okay, we're starting to put together our 2024 lineup. But he sounded pretty 50-50 in those comments, despite at the very beginning saying that he's having an incredible year at the AAA level. I think you got to just look at where you are in the standings and say, look, this season's over. Okay, it's time to get ourselves mentally prepared. What are we going to look like in 2024 pitching-wise? What are we going to look like 2024 lineup-wise? Mason Wynn, I assume, is a part of the plan in 2024. I assume Taylor Motter is not. So I don't really think it makes sense to have him up here. And he's already been someone that you DFA'd, was it once or twice this year? Twice. So clearly you don't think that highly of Taylor Motter, and I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if they're worried about the whole confidence thing or what.
I think that's a fair point. I think we will see Wynn. I think Mo didn't want to make that announcement. I think they wanted to give him time to mature and really show what he can do. He's done that. He's done it. So now you have pieces that are probably being discussed with trades that might facilitate really the need. I just don't think Mo likes to show his hand at the podium. I think we're going to see Wynn. So. We should see Wynn. I don't know if it's going to be like, okay, he's our everyday shortstop now, but I think we will get a chance to see him because I totally agree with you. Right now, we should be getting our ducks in a row for 2024, and yes, one is part of that. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Uptalk is a way of talking where at the end of a sentence Hold on. Uptalk is a way of talking where at the end of a sentence, rather than bringing your voice down, you go up in inflection. It's control and a way to make peeps listen, and it's interpreted as being condescending. Makes sense?
No.
Let me try it. Let me see if I
Help me
Aye.
on this, Jimmy.
Does that make sense to you?
Oh! I see
That
it.
could be it.
I never heard of
Does
that.
that make sense to you? So you're like, Uptalk. Interesting. You learn things on this here show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sharon.
I thought that was like
and
the-
thank you, Jimmy, because I didn't put it together.
I couldn't
That's
tell what.
it means.
Hey, Cam. Hey, Cole.
Yeah.
Maybe you learned something about baseball?
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
I don't like that.
I feel like that was condescending
wow.
towards us, Cam.
I don't like that.
The thing about Waino's outing, weren't those home runs soft contact?
There it is. He does do that.
I couldn't tell what Uptalk. What I didn't know if that was like a joke.
All right, that's
Smells like
I get
Updog in here. I didn't know what the. I thought it was a joke.
Who
the
said
share
that?
dog, Sharon.
Good for her. 'Cause
I know. She's on
I
it.
think that there's something to that.
She's on it.
I hadn't thought of that.
Cam, that TO throw was called janitor throw.
I saw that. I didn't know that, and I've been around. What's a janitor?
Janitor throw.
I
don't
saw
know.
that on the internet.
So I probably made it up. Hey, Jim, people also ask, what's the saying if ifs and buts were? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, wouldn't it be Merry Christmas?
So I saw that. I didn't even read it.
Sorry, but I thought maybe you would know.
I think it was about Tyler O, if he can stay on the field.
Yeah, if my
Like,
aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Like I get it. That's why I said if. So what do you do? DFA him. We would have no players if the text line had their way, right? We would have no players left.
They would all be released.
Or managers or anything.
And then they pretend like they thought Hicks was garbage, and now they're like, that's all we got for Hicks? Same people.
Hey, we got Roberts. We got the Flying Dutchman. All right, that was a
we'll
good
be fine.
trade.
That's just fine. Let's see here. Get him in, by the way, 855-282-8255. Good Cardinal talk. Good Cardinal talk.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cam, how about that kick by Copley off on Saturday? That was absolutely brutal shot. It just sounded brutal. The heck do you mean, Wombat?
What? Which soccer team are we
was it a
talking about?
soccer game? Was Messi playing? Because that's all I care about.
I don't think City SC was playing. I'm pretty sure they have like 24 days off or something. I think so. Oh, was that a women's team? Women's game? Was that a women's match that they're talking
Well, they
about?
better win. Hey, they're a little confident, that women's team. Look confident. They're kind of in a jam right now. They better start winning some games. You tied the Netherlands. Like, aren't you the best of the best?
Are we still in the group stage?
Aren't you the best?
I don't
You
know
better
where
get
we
going,
are.
girls.
I got to look at the bracket and see where we
I
are.
know a lot of you don't like being here, and I know it's tough living in America, but come on now. We're rooting for you. I know it's tough on you.
I kind of
tough.
lost track of everything.
I'm grinding it, dude. You need a day off. I think today's a good day off for you.
I want to say this, too. I know we're probably going to go to a break at some, maybe not. But
That's not what we do.
I wanted to say that, and now I'm going to cough.
You're all right. We'll wait
We
for
lost one of our friends.
Oh.
at that.
Oh, yeah.
His name was Alan Stout, young guy, died of cancer. And I'm just a big-hearted guy who made everyone enthusiastic about their jobs because he just loved being around baseball. We lost him, and it was a hard weekend. I lost track of everything. The games didn't seem to matter, trade deadline. So we're going to miss him. Everyone needs to, why would someone, I've said it before, why would someone like that, who's the best of us, biggest hearted guy I know, honestly, why would he be taken? And I think it's for the rest of us idiots to stop complaining about every little thing. It's human nature, but maybe it's a wake-up call. Just appreciate what you have while you can. That's all.
That's it.
Alan Stout, we love you. We're going to miss you.
It's good, man. Yep.
I'm going to go cough.
All right. Well, on that note, get him in, by the way, 855-282-8255. I know the text line's just blowing up. Keep them coming. Let's go to break. Let's regroup. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Dude, some dumbass on Twitter. These people on Twitter. Just why do you guys think that Like, I know I should be on there a little bit more and give my opinion on things, blah, 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 blah. But, like, God.
You're a man of the people.
Some of those guys on Twitter, like, Cat makes a joke about giving, like, bribing an ump, like he's been doing for decades.
We're
We're
go
teasing
to break.
it. And
then
Psycho
we'll talk.
Boy, we're gonna tease that, and we're gonna show you what sometimes you have to deal with grown men on Twitter.